Hi everyone, it's me again, Quentin, and welcome back to another Now review. Yeah, for this review, I'm going to be reviewing Now 6, which came out in April of 2001. So here's the front, spine, other spine, and the back. And as always, these reviews I've done were inspired by Singling Alongling, Mist, and Dax Does Stuff. So with that being said, let's get on with the review, shall we? I love the cover, it looks pretty cool. Right here you can see the background. I think there's lots of crystals in the background. I think pieces of a crystal, whatever. It looks pretty cool. And right here on the front, you could see it reads includes Backstreet Boys, Destiny's Child, Fuel, Lenny Kravitz, Jennifer Lopez, NSYNC, Shaggy, Britney Spears, U2, and many more. And also says 19 chart-topping hits. Yeah, this is actually the first time it actually says chart topping hits instead of top chart hits in an out compilation. So it's a little change, but it's still the same thing. And as always, I'm going to read the song list at my face. So that way I can read the song. So songs on here are Stronger by Britney Spears, Gotta Tell You by Samantha Mumba, Bye 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 by NSYNC, Around the World, La 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 by ATC, Love Don't Cost a Thing by Jennifer Lopez, Independent Woman Part 1 by Destiny's Child, It Wasn't Me by Shaggy, No More Baby I'ma Do Right by Free LW, Crazy by Casey and JoJo, I Wish by R. Kelly, The Shape of My Heart by the Backstreet Boys, Crazy for This Girl by Evan and Jaren, Yellow by Coldplay, again by Lenny Kravitz, Hemorrhage in My Hands by Fuel, With Arms Wide Open by Creed, Drive by Incubus, Beautiful Day by U2, and AM Radio by Everclear. So, we're going to go for all the songs one by one, so let's go for them all. So, starting off with Stronger by Britney Spears. This, of course, was one of the songs that was from Britney's Oops, I Did It Again album, just like with Lucky. Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know is also a song that was on that same album. However, Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know is on Now 7, which I'll get to reviewing very soon. And so I do really like the song Stronger. I think it's a pretty good way to start off Now 6. I mean, there's not a lot I could say. I mean, it's probably not really my favorite Britney Spears song, but it's a pretty good one at that. And I also really love that one pause throughout the song before Britney gets to singing more at the beginning. It's pretty cool. I really like that. Like the way you hear some pauses in the song while the song is playing. That's like a really cool thing. So yeah, it's true. It's really cool. Anyways, moving on. We got Gotta Tell You by Samantha Mumba. Now, Samantha Mumba didn't really have a very long career, basically because, well, I've looked on Discogs and basically Samantha Mumba didn't have that much songs at all. I mean, and there were only two songs from her that made the cut in these Now compilations. Baby Come Over made the cut on Now 7, which again I'll get to reviewing Now 7 in the future, like pretty soon. Next up, oh, and by the way, I really do like Gotta Tell You by Samantha Mumba. It's a pretty catchy one at that. I really think it's a really great tune. So, anyways, next up, Bye 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 by NSYNC. And yeah, NSYNC at its finest. You have Justin Timberlake and Joey Fatone. Yeah, those are the guys that are in NSYNC, by the way. I almost forgot to bring that up. So about this song, I think it's a very well-known song from NSYNC. I think this is probably like one of the most popular NSYNC songs. And I really do like the song itself, and I think the chorus is just really the best part. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, that song's awesome. Moving on with Around the World by ATC. I really love this one because, well, just like with the NSYNC song Bye Bye Bye, the chorus on this one is also catchy. Just, I think it does like really well with the song, and I don't know if I'm correct on this, but I think this was probably a one-hit wonder. Forget me, uh, Forgive me if I'm wrong. I probably think this song was probably a one-hit wonder, but ATC is probably a one-hit wonder. I don't know, but either way, moving on. So with some more J Lo, Love Don't Cost a Thing. Now, this now compilation not only has a song that was from one of the J Lo albums, but if you don't know, yeah, I think this album was actually called J Lo. Yeah, the Jennifer Lopez album, that is. However, this was not the only song from that Jennifer Lopez album that made the cut. There were actually three more that made the cut, which were Play, I'm Real, and Ain't It Funny. I'm Real made the cut on now 8, Play made the cut on now 7, and Ain't It Funny made the cut on now 9. So, I think out of the 4 songs from that J-Lo album, I really like Love Don't Cost a Thing. It's a pretty good J-Lo song, and I feel like with what J-Lo has done, Jennifer Lopez has done a very good job at it. I think I'm Real is probably the weakest out of all of them, but I don't hate I'm Real. I think I'm Real is a good song. I also like Ain't It Funny and Play. But we'll get to those in the next 3 now compilations. Alright, next up we got Independent Woman Part 1 by Destiny's Child with good old Beyonce. So, what I actually know is that, well, Independent Woman Part 1 was actually a song from the Charlie's Angels soundtrack or something. Let me look at the inlay again. Yep, it was on the Charlie's Angels soundtrack. And that song was also on one of Destiny's Child's albums. And that particular Destiny's Child album also had 3 more Destiny's Child songs that made the cut. Survivor, Bootylicious, and your cover of the Samantha Sang song Emotion. Yep, just like with the J-Lo album, there were 4 songs on that Destiny's Child album that made the cut too. So make sure you stay tuned along the way when I put up reviews for now 7, 8, and 9. So next up is It Wasn't Me by Shaggy. Like Zoink Scoob, I'm on a Now compilation. Nope, not that Shaggy. Although I really, really like what I would think Shaggy from Scooby-Doo would say. It's a pretty good joke. But no, I'm not talking about Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. I'm talking about the singer kind of Shaggy. Now, It Wasn't Me, and no, this Shaggy is not a one-hit wonder because I think there were other hits from Shaggy, but this was the only one that made the cut on a Now compilation in the US. Just to be sure, I'm just really telling you the truth on this. So, I don't know if there are any Now compilations in the UK that had Shaggy hits, but if there were any, please let me know. I really like It Wasn't Me, by the way. I think it's a pretty catchy one. So, yeah, I really love the chorus too, because yeah, I really love the saw me kissing on the sofa. I even had her in the shower. She even caught me on camera. Like those lyrics in the chorus though. Like seriously. And I even love the "it wasn't me" in between those words. That's what I like about the chorus. Next, we're gonna go on to Free LW with "No More Baby I'ma Do Right." Now, there were only two Free LW songs that made the cut on Now compilations, just like with Samantha Mumba. On Now 7, there was a song called Players Gun Play. Yeah, and I'll get to that when I review Now 7, so. But yeah, I like No More Baby I'ma Do Right. I know how Dax felt when he said that the song gives him Paula Abdul vibes. And I don't blame Dax one bit. I think it gives me Paula Abdul vibes too. So, Dax, if you're watching this, I'm glad that you know how I feel about it. So, next up, Casey and JoJo are back with Crazy. And yeah, I did mention Crazy in the previous Now reviews for Now 1 and 3. And yeah, I really like the song Crazy. What I like about it is that I love how there's some auto tune in it, and the auto tune is just beautiful. I mean, well, I think there was a version of the song that doesn't have auto tune, as I realized, but I think I prefer the version with auto tune better. I'm actually glad that Now 6 has the auto tune version, and it sounds really good like that. But if anyone prefers the one that does not have auto tune, your opinion is handled. So, anyways, moving on, we're going to go on to some more R. Kelly with the song I Wish. Now, the last time we came across R. Kelly was in Now 3, which was onto the song If I Could Turn Back the Hands of Time. But now we're on to I Wish, and this is on a different R. Kelly album. Of course, Fiesta was also on that particular R. Kelly album. And I think that there was a remix version of Fiesta that was on Now 7. And R. Kelly featured some other artists in there, which I will probably get to when I review Now 7. So, and I think I Wish is a pretty good R. Kelly song. I think it probably might be a little bit, I think it might be better than When a Woman's Fed Up and If I Could Turn Back the Hands of Time. And yeah, probably because, oh, one more thing, by the way. This Now CD I got was actually the very first Now CD I ever gotten in my CD collection. That was the reason why I wanted to get more Now compilations on CD at this point, so pretty cool, huh? Anyways, yeah, so back to R. Kelly. This one is I think out of all the R. Kelly songs that made the cut, I think this one probably might be the best one, so anyways, on to the second half. We're going to go through Shape of My Heart by the Backstreet Boys. Now, this is the first time we actually get a song from the Backstreet Boys album, Black and Blue. Now, there are two more Black and Blue album songs that made the cut. On Now 7, there was The Call, and Now 8 had More Than That. A fun fact, by the way, there was a song called Drowning that made the cut on Now 9. However, Drowning was supposed to make it onto the Black and Blue album, but unfortunately never made the cut. It actually ended up becoming a single, and it appeared on the Backstreet Boys compilation The Hits Chapter 1, which I have. By the way, as for Shape of My Heart, I think that song is a really awesome one to listen to. It's probably one of my favorite Backstreet Boys songs, and I think it's just a beautiful one. It's just relaxing. It just brings so much joy to my heart. I love it. I love that song. Anyways, next up, on to Evan and Jaren, Crazy for This Girl. Now, this one's another song I like on this compilation. What I actually know is that, just like with one of the previous songs I went through, which was Out of My Head by Fastball, which was on now 3, this now compilation, uh, Crazy for This Girl, by Evan and Jaren, this one was also on Dawson's Creek. And I think it was on a season 4 episode. I sadly didn't pay too much attention to it fully. I thought I expected it, but I think it was on the 7th episode of season 4. And I think that's where Crazy for This Girl by Evan and Jaren was on. Sadly, I did not even notice it, but maybe someday I might need to give it a rewatch on Netflix someday. But either way, I actually heard this song before watching Dawson's Creek, though, and I love that song. I really find it to be a really great one from Evan and Jaren. There's also another song from them that made the cut, and the one that made the cut on Now 7 was From My Head to My Heart, which was it was a song that was on the Runaway Bride soundtrack. Next up, we're finally come across some Coldplay. This one's Yellow. This was on Coldplay's first album, Parachutes. And if Coldplay's Parachutes album, like, if there were any more songs from that album that would have made the cut, if a song from that Coldplay's Parachute album that made the cut, if there was any more from that made the cut on a Now compilation, I'm probably thinking Now 7, maybe maybe the Coldplay song Shiver would have made the cut. Maybe on Now 8 it would have, but I don't know. Probably because I'm much more familiar with Shiver, because I played Shiver on Guitar Hero World Tour. But anyways, we're going to move on. So, and by the way, I really like Yellow by Coldplay. It's a great Coldplay song. Chris Martin has some really good vocals. I think he sings pretty well for this one. So, next up, we're going on to good old Lenny Kravitz with the song Again. Now, what I realized, this song was originally supposed to be on Lenny Kravitz's album called Lenny, which I think came out in I think 2001 or something. Like late 2001. However, Lenny thought that song could not fit the taste on that album. So he only released it as a single in 2000. And he put it on his greatest hits album. So, yeah. But yeah, I do gotta say, I really like that Lenny Kravitz song. And I think it just feels really nice to listen to. I just wonder if there's any more Lenny Kravitz songs that made the cut. Maybe there could be. But anyways, yeah, so Lenny Kravitz is Again. Awesome song. Alright, 5 more. So now we're on to Hemorrhage in My Hands by Fuel. This one is a great rock song. And I think I might remembered hearing this on the radio in Rocky 98.5. Even though Rocky 98.5 was known for playing hits from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. However, even though this was from 2000, it's still a great song. And I never expected the radio to play that song. It's awesome. Like, who would have thought that Fuel would have, like, done a really good hit, and then Rocky 98.5 would some reason play that song? Man, you never expect 2000s hits to be on a radio that station now have to do of 70s, 80s, and 90s, but it really is something. So yeah, this song rocks. And next up, Creed with with arms wide open. And yeah, I know that there are some people that don't like Creed, but in my opinion, I actually like Creed. I actually like Creed. They're a good band. Just, it's my opinion. If you hate Creed, that is fine. Your opinion is handled. And I can handle yours back. So, yeah, with Arms Wide Open, I think this was from the Creed song, Creed album, Human Clay. I think Human Clay was like from 1999. So this Creed song, I think this probably was not a single until 2000. But yeah, nevertheless, this one is a great song to listen to at that. And I think Scott Stapp, I think he's the singer for Creed. Scott's vocals, like, it's pretty cool. It reminds me of Pearl Jam. Next up, we got Drive by Incubus. Yep, the first Incubus song to make the cut. This, of course, was on Incubus's album Make Yourself from 1999, and it's a catchy one. I really like this song because, well, it's like pretty much a cool way to end off the 1990s, and with how Incubus did, I think Incubus is still making music today. And yeah, with Incubus doing a hit like this, you know that they gotten really good hits ever since then. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to Beautiful Day by U2. And I think the last time we had a U2 song, I think it was on Now 2, which had the song Sweetest Thing. But now we're on to some more U2. This one is Beautiful Day. So I think this was on the U2 song that came out in 2000. Like this U2 album that came out in 2000. Let me see what the album is called. Okay, the album is called All That You Can't Leave Behind. Oh, I almost forgot to show you the disc for this, so there's the disc right here. Oh, I also forgot to show you the disc for Now 5 in my last review, so I'm going to show you the disc right now. So here's the disc for Now 5. I'm very sorry if I had to do this. I'm sorry for showing you the disc for Now 5 very late. I forgot to show it in my last review, but it's how it is, so I hope you understand. Alright, back to the review. So, about the U2 album, All That You Can't Leave Behind, that album not only had Beautiful Day, but it also had two more hits. Walk On, which was on Now 8, and Stuck in a Moment You Can't Get Out of, which was on Now 9. So, and I'll be sure to review Now 8 and 9 in the future, so. And lastly, we come to AM Radio by Everclear. This one I really love. I think it's probably like one of my favorite songs on this compilation, probably because I grew up listening to this when I was younger. And what I actually really like about this song is that, well, about the music video. If you've seen the music video, along the way when you see it, you'll see some like you'll probably see some like Sid and Marty Krofft related shows throughout the video. Like, I think you would see HR Pufnstuf and Land of the Lost on the music video, which is actually pretty interesting and cool. So yeah, I actually think it's pretty cool of what Everclear had done for that music video. What's actually cool is that the song, by the way, also samples Mr. Big Stuff by Gene Knight. So, and by the way, AM Radio was also on Everclear's Songs from American Movie Volume 1 album. Unfortunately, though, this is the very last time that Everclear would make a cut on a Now compilation. Such a shame, but it was really fun while it lasted when we came across some Everclear songs. But either way, that's still okay. But yeah, the song itself is awesome. And somehow the song was also edited on this Now compilation. There was a part of the song that actually was in reverse for a very short time, which is kind of strange, but pretty unexpected to see what would happen in a Now compilation, but that's okay. And there you go. That's another Now review finished. I'm sorry if I'm making these for very long time lengths, but yeah, I just can't help myself. But maybe my next Now review will probably be shorter, maybe less than 20 minutes if it's possible. But I'll see you in the next Now review. It's Colton, and I'll see you next time for another Now review. Peace out.